The House Oversight Committee votes to subpoena Ghislaine Maxwell, the convicted sex offender and close confidant of Jeffrey Epstein. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year prison sentence for her involvement in arranging meetings between Epstein and underage girls. Joining me to discuss, Saraki, Deputy Managing Editor of Audience Development here at The Hill. Hey, Saraki, so could this actually happen? Would they have to depose Maxwell from prison, or would she actually come to Washington to testify?
Question that everyone is currently wondering, right? Now, we know the House Oversight Committee has voted to subpoena her, and they're going to be working with the prisons bureaus and officials at the prison that Maxwell is being held at currently to determine what the process would be to depose her and to get her in for that crucial subpoena that was just passed by the House Oversight Committee. So, the Republicans very much trying to show a united front as this Epstein issue really continues into week 2 of Washington having to deal with it. The president has said that, he really did not want the House to take up the vote on releasing any more Epstein files. And so far, Speaker Mike Johnson has adhered to what Trump wants to do and will not bring up this matter before the August recess. The House is only going to take up this matter in September when they're back after 5 weeks. So this issue very much still top of mind for a lot of people, and we are yet to figure out whether or not she will be testifying from prison or if she's going to come to D.C., but we know that the House is going to be in close contact with the prison officials.
And there's been significant anger among the base of the Republican Party over the administration's handling of this. What information do we think lawmakers think that they can get from Maxwell?
So currently, the Republicans are trying to show a united front on Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein issue that has continued to roil this MAGA base of the president. We know that currently lawmakers are seeking to subpoena her and speak to her and get her to testify in order to implicate any other people involved in these crimes. They're trying to make it clear to the public and their base that there is no cover-up and that all of the information is the information that they have. So we know that they are trying to speak to her in order to get some more information on who else could be implicated in these crimes, Drew.
Yeah, and at the same time, the Justice Department also saying that they are seeking an interview with Maxwell. What do we know about that?
That's right. We heard on X from the Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche that the DOJ will also be moving to speak to Ghislaine Maxwell over this issue. We know, the Attorney General Pam Bondi has come under huge fire from the MAGA base because they have accused her of a cover-up. Now, this all comes as the White House and the Trump administration have really kind of set up this issue for themselves. If you recall, Drew, in the first week of the Trump administration, around the same time that the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer was visiting the White House to meet with Donald Trump, we saw these MAGA influencers walk up Pebble Beach at the White House, meet with White House officials, and then come out with these binders called the Epstein Files Phase 1. Now, those files didn't really have any information that wasn't already known, but they really did kind of put the pressure on the DOJ to release Phase 2, and now that the DOJ has said that they won't be releasing any more files and there's nothing else to release and all of the information is there. This has really kind of fired up the MAGA base because they've accused the Attorney General Pam Bondi of a cover-up. Now, really, this issue is not going away. It is week 2 of this issue. We've heard the president speak about it. We've also heard the president kind of attack the MAGA base for bringing up the Epstein issue. So really the DOJ and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche really trying to kind of stem some of the uproar coming from this by attempting to speak to Ghislaine Maxwell to get any more information on who else could be implicated in some of those crimes, Drew.
You mentioned that House Speaker Johnson said he wasn't going to bring this up before the August recess, but some members, especially on the conservative side of the Republican Party, said that they're not giving up on that fight. They're supposed to be going on recess this Thursday, so it doesn't leave them much time, but there seems to be some inside the more conservative right-wing faction of the Republican Party that think they might be able to force the issue here and maybe even get some help from Democrats.
That's right. There is this joint bipartisan measure that's brought forward by House Republican Thomas Massie along with Democrats in order to get this vote to the House floor. Now, Speaker Johnson has said that he will not be bringing this up for a vote, but they have continued to push this. They have continued to push this issue. And we just heard from Speaker Mike Johnson as well when asked about Rep. Thomas Massie's push to kind of get this information released and get this issue to a floor vote to get those files released that he's kind of jointly put together with the Democrats. His entire response was to Thomas Massie, saying, bless his heart. Now, there has been a lot of reporting on this on the Hill website as well, because that is, something that the speaker kind of spoke to reporters about right as they're kind of approaching this recess deadline where they're going to be out of Washington for 5 weeks. So the speaker very much trying to put this issue on the back bench for when the House returns, but Thomas Massie and Democrats continuing to push to vote on this before they leave.
Yeah, it continues to be a trending story on thehill.com. It'll be interesting to see what happens, even if Republicans do go back to their districts. Surely going to hear from their constituents, and we'll see what happens when they come back to Washington. For now, we'll leave it at that. Saraki, thanks so much for your time.